Caution! Consistency comes with consequences. I am going to talk with Michael about the 7 whys to be consistent. Caution! Consistency comes with consequences. I always like how we have a spin on things. So I was thinking about, okay, so actions have consequences. But being consistent has
the absence of being consistent has its own consequence, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and taking action consistently, therefore, has its own consequences too.
Yeah.
We were planning on going down memory lane. How long have we been going live now? Since February, I think. So February, March, April, May.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, 3.5 months.
It's been flying by. I didn't know it was that long.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So give me your perspective on the last 3.5 months. What would you like to say about it?
I've just been enjoying it. I've before the show, I had barely talked to you, so it was nice to hear your story and hear your input and talk about what you'd been through and get a different perspective. So I've enjoyed it. What was that?
I want to say, and when it comes to consistency, but
no, yeah, that too. I mean, I'm usually not consistent, but well, this show, it's been a few months, so obvious I am. I have the ability to be, but so that's a good thing. Shows that you can do it.
Yes, and I think we're getting better at it.
Oh yeah,
we are.
Yeah, we are.
It's slow, and sometimes things happen, and one of us can't make it, and that's okay too. But I do know that we always come prepared.
Yes, yeah, we were prepared last week, even though we didn't make it. Yeah, we always do be prepared.
Yeah, it's those things happen. Communication, other stuff that sometimes goes haywire, and sometimes other things happen too. So I was like, okay, today is going to be late. Wake me up if needed. And I saw that you were surprised that I was actually awake. That was good.
That surprised me. I was all ready to call you 10 minutes before we went on.
Yeah, that's good. And that's, of course, that's the way we work together. Being on different timelines, and we always have to do this tango around the time. So what's possible when it comes to activities, because for you it's like around dinner time. So I get it that it's a little bit hard. It's the end of the day. When are you going to pick up your wife? All that stuff. Appointments before that.
That's the only thing I have to pick her up certain times, but and it's like 3:00 in the morning for you, so that makes it difficult too.
Oh yeah, I already slept, so I woke up at some point and I was like, okay. But I've been sleeping on and off. I don't know if you know it, but I think since last Tuesday my back started acting up. So it's I can walk a little bit again, and when I go on my bike, it's actually pretty nice. But I never know how I wake up. But and if I've sat down for too long, or I've been walking for too long, then I just need to. It's like all the energy and the power in my muscles is gone in my legs.
Yeah.
It's weird. You must know that feeling probably.
Yeah, my back's been hurting more and more. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. That's scoliosis.
Yeah, I know, and I've got a slight. So my right leg is like 3.5 millimeters. Well, there's a heel in my shoe, which raises it by 3 millimeters. That might actually be the reason that I'm experiencing problems because of my flip flops. They're not there. So so one leg is shorter basically than the other one. So, but yes, when it comes to consistency, and if I look back, what we have done, I think this is the when you think about consistency, you do it for a reason. You do it to grow. You do it to get better at things.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Every week, I think we get a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the thing. And if I can tell people to take away one thing from this entire show, 10 minutes that we're live now, it will be see where Michael and where we have come in those 3.5 months. And well, it's by preparing, the weekends ahead for the show, and then during the day itself, and then we just do it. And it's so cool from two basically total strangers.
Yeah.
That, we pretty much get to work together pretty nicely. So
yeah, we do.
Yeah. So is there one thing you would say to the viewers right now? Like, okay, if there's one thing I would like you to take away, what would it be?
Just to watching us do this week in, week out, it just proves that you can take action, speak your mind, and become stronger over time, which will empower you and put you in a better place than you are right now.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, when it comes to your one word, empowered.
Yeah. That's why I wanted us to do the show, because our words combine well together.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You wanting to speak up and speak out, and me with the empowerment, it works well, I think.
It does, and the fact that we've done so many shows actually says so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, we should get ourselves a TikTok channel. Vocalize Your Rise TikTok channel. Okay. 7 ways to be consistent. You want me to start with the first one? Or do you have it over there?
Respect for others. I think when you're in a partnership or a group or anything like that, and you have teammates, respect for others is vital, because if you don't respect others, they won't respect you, and then that'll throw off the whole mission of the team.
Yeah, that's so true.
If you respect each other, that'll propel you forward, and you'll get the job quicker. You'll get the job done quicker and better.
Yeah, and in our case, we don't have to do it quicker. Well, maybe the preparation, but we especially have to do it better, of course.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, quicker is not always the game, because you can play the long game, and slow and steady wins the race. Just quick is just certain things, but improving every week is the most important thing. Getting better every week.
Yeah, and I do agree with you when you said quicker, because it's the preparational work, like creating the thumbnail or editing the live, getting it from vertical to horizontal. Those kind of things, that's definitely going way faster than it used to at first.
Yeah. That's the important part as far as quickness goes, because the quicker we get those out, the quicker people can respond to them and enjoy them, and give us their feedback if they choose to.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to get it out an hour ahead. Well, actually, several hours ahead. I was like, oh, I've got it already. I just need to adjust a little bit about the time. And then, of course, I fell asleep. And I was like, oh, okay. And this day, everything went different than I had expected. I had to take my cat to the vet.
Oh.
She had a grown-in nail, well, actually two, which was quite unexpected. So I ended up being there for a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing when it comes to preparation and consistency. The thing was, I knew that we already were prepared. And that made it a lot easier. The only thing I hadn't done yet was post, like, oh, we are going to go on live, at this and that time.
Oh yeah, if you're prepared, it definitely makes you feel more at ease, and more relaxed, and you got this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that respect for the other one, shows in okay, are we on time? How much time do we put into it? How much effort do we put into it? Are we in agreement what we're talking about? And I think especially the latter, that we're very good at I give you something, you give me something in return, and then we go back and forth, and something starts to blossom, and I love that.
Everyone has to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's do you have anything else to say about that one?
No, I thought you wanted to add something.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the second one. Shall I go with the second one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that's respect for yourself. So so respect for me, you respect for yourself. And again, it comes down to, what do I agree upon with myself? And am I trustworthy, as in, do I show up? Or so, as Terry says, do I show up and do I show out?
Yeah.
And it's, just as important as it is to be there for you and to be respectful to you, I guess it's just as important that it also shows commitment to myself. And I guess you said it actually at the beginning when it came to consistency.
What did I say?
Well, you said you were surprised because you kept on doing it.
My ability to keep it going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm generally not that guy.
Well,
but
see here.
I'm definitely becoming him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've gone weekly on the Fridays now as well, right?
I go weekly on Fridays, Sundays, and Mondays.
Oh my God, on Sundays too?
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
What's the Sunday about?
Friday's this show. Sunday is a show I do with my friend Nick called Powering Past Abilities. And then Monday is my Empowering Discussion for the Disabled Man. So I get 3 shows.
On Friday?
No, Friday, Sunday. 3 days. 3 different days.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a lot. I thought you had the discussions with I don't want to say, with nice cover where you ask the 5 questions.
That one's on Mondays.
Oh, it used to be on Friday, I thought. Did you change it to Monday, or am I mistaken?
Wait, what's today? Monday?
Monday.
Okay, then that show's on Friday, and then this show's on Monday. I got my days mixed up. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was a little bit confused.
I kind of get mixed up.
Yeah. But hearing you've got a third one now, wow.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Abilities with Nick, and actually, Evan's the one who teamed us up together.
See, that's good. Yeah. So, is that on YouTube, StreamYard? Is it here on Instagram?
I put it on Instagram and then I move it over to YouTube.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
I want to see it. I want to see it. So definitely, when it comes to respect for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
to keep it going. My show on Wednesday that has been on and off. Sometimes I was with someone, sometimes I was without someone, and it's at some point I was like, "Hey, that's cool. I've got a co-host," and then things
Yeah.
happened, life happened,
Yeah.
and it's amazing how many things actually can go haywire. I and there are, it's like appointments, needing to go to the hospital all of a sudden, car accidents,
Yeah.
then the literal falling asleep. but
Mm-hmm.
but so many things which you can actually get between being consistent and doing it. And I think that we are actually quite a nice team when it comes down to it, because we
Yeah.
do know that if one can do it, the other will.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I mean, I couldn't do it 1 week. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because we prepare. It makes it so much easier. But I was like last week, like, we've prepared so nicely. You know what? I'm
Yeah.
not going to give anything away. I just didn't want to do it. So, okay. So that's it for respect for ourselves. Um, the third one. I'm going to let
Listening.
you go. Yes.
Listening for other person, and
Yes.
I think that's important because if you get laser focused on something and it's like all you and your decision and this is what you want, it just it's not a partnership at that point. It's all you, but someone else is left out to dry and then feeling unimportant and not needed and just like a third wheel. And I think the more you listen, the better the collaboration is.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, also the value that we can provide to others.
Oh yeah,
I mean, by listening to you, it's the little things that you're saying that I can um, pick up on and then say, "Hey, I heard that."
yeah,
So, and then those, probably a lot of things are normal for you, which likely are normal for the viewers out there or for me.
hmm
And and by talking about those things, you pick up on things which you might say, okay, that's not normal for me, and likewise. So
yeah,
by listening to one another, it's you can get those little gems, those little pearls.
yeah, yeah. Perspective is
So
important.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
it's just
So number four, comprise to each other's wants and needs. Not comprise, compromise to each other's wants and needs, which of course is the direct result of the third one, listening to one
yeah.
another.
It goes along with listening because if you listen but you're still stubborn and you do what you want anyway, it's not going to help. It's not going to move the needle forward. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help the show or the product or whatever you're doing.
Hmm.
Because I'm stubborn, but like that's only for me. When it comes to other people, you have to give. You have to give a little. Give a little to get a little.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. But I don't think that we had to compromise a lot when it comes to
Oh
one
no,
another.
no, you don't. You don't.
Well, it seems to come all natural.
What? What'd you say?
It seems to come all natural.
Yeah, it's pretty natural and it flows pretty well.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, the only thing is when it comes to compromises is always the time. But that's because of
yeah,
the difference in time zone. But, we always make it work because one thing I don't like is when people get rushed when going on a live. And you don't want to be rushed, you want to be relaxed when you get on here.
yeah, I get that.
So
because
that for me, that's important.
the busier I am, the more rushed I am. It's not. I know it's not going to go well. I mean, it's not going to start off the way I envision it. I'm going to forget things. Being rushed is not a good thing when you're going live.
Yeah, but I think we're doing a good job when it comes to that thing.
I
Like
think
I
so.
said, and when I asked you, like, call me, you said, yes, I will. And of course, you
Of
didn't
course,
have to, but yeah, you did say it. So that's good. So the fifth one.
it is. Is that creating habits? No, that's not. No,
Improvement.
that's the sixth one. Improving it and growing.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I
Okay.
always write down the whole things, and I see I wrote it down phonetical. I said, like, what did I write there? Probably was the spelling checker. It changed it.
Oh,
So, well, I guess we already talked a little bit about that. The improvement in how we get to know one another, and uh, but also know how to respond to one another,
yeah.
know our
The more
stories.
the more you work together, if you're comfortable with each other and you enjoy working together, you're bound to improve in some ways.
Hmm.
Because it's we have good conversations. We listen to each other. I know you talk more than I do, but and that's good. Actually, good because I don't have to talk sometimes. But it's just a matter of listening and respecting and being okay with what the other person wants and needs. And that in itself is going to make the show better. It's just a matter of how much.
Well, I am trying to pull you out of your comfort zone and have you
And
talk more.
you're doing a good job. 'Cause the last 3 weeks I have been feeling like I've been talking more on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And sometimes we get to amaze ourselves, actually. Like, hey, was I capable of doing that? I didn't know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I especially like the preparation part. Um, you at some point you said I would like to do it, in the weekend in advance, and
Hmm.
those are the things you want to tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I just like to be even a few days before. I'd prefer to be prepared, just because I have anxiety. So like, if I'm not, my head goes places I don't want it to go. You know. So that's the only reason. It's just
Well, it's good
easier.
because I'm kind of last minute, so it's good,
Yeah.
and I do
That's,
like it when we are prepared and
yeah.
going back and forth thinking about things. Gives me a
Yeah.
lot of inspiration to talk about other stuff too, whether it's on
Yeah.
here or the other shows.
Yeah. Because things come up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Things come
that
up.
is so true. That's so absolutely true. So number six, creating a habit which can be used in other areas. Well, for me, that would be the preparation and being on time for a change. Well, being on time, it's a give or take 10 minutes most of the time.
Yeah.
I have to say that because Instagram allows it to actually schedule it. And
Mhm.
if we were to be going live on StreamYard, same story. Um, StreamYard has actually this message out there, which says Facebook doesn't allow you to start later than 10 minutes after you said you were going to start the show.
Mhm.
And you know, writing down the time that we agreed upon on the post,
Yeah.
I think it's not respectful to the viewer if we would start like half an hour later, and they also wouldn't know what to expect from us.
Yeah. It's true.
So the habit is not just with you, the habit also has its effects, in the rest of my life. So that's
Hmm. Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So, what kind of habit would you say that's besides speaking more?
Well, I write every day. I work out. I walk my dog like 3 or 4 times a day. Um, I read. Um, I do shows. That's really all the important ones. Just
That's
reading and
all. As if it's nothing.
yeah,
I like to see, and we actually already addressed it, but the fact that you've now added two more shows,
yeah.
I mean, kudos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah. I might actually be doing one with Terry. We're still discussing it, whether or not. So, but I love it when Evan makes magic happen.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
good.
with simple ideas. Yeah.
So, did he say why he hooked you up with Nick?
No, well, Nick has cerebral palsy, and he's a
Yeah.
black belt, big into fitness and recreation. So, and that's right up my alley. So he just figured we would get along well, and within 5 minutes of talking to each other, we knew we wanted to do a show.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Number seven.
Oh, number 7 is effects on others.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
um I thought there's an indirect effect we have on other people, and we are showing people it can work. Being
Yeah.
consistent and working together, and also for the viewers, they know that they can trust us, that we will be here, and also like okay, if people want something, then we are
Hmm.
here for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. And if they want to ask us questions, they can, or just send one of us messages, and we'll address them on the show if they want to.
Yes, absolutely. So um, I guess the next step for us is I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it would be cool if we can make it happen. It would be to actually, do the challenges together,
Hmm.
have our handouts, together, all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I actually already put out a handout um, linked to last month's theme
Okay.
because I was like, because we prepare so much, it's
Hmm.
quite
Yeah.
easy to just make it into PDF
See, I don't know how to
and
do that.
use them.
I don't know how to make PDFs.
Yeah, well, it's I can help you with that.
Okay.
There's a lot of things we can help one another with.
Yeah.
But it's so cool, that because we actually write the whole thing down,
Hmm.
and they're always like these little nuggets when we're doing our lives, and we can take like 15 seconds or 1 minute and change them into shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. Put them up. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and that's that way we also push ourselves to
Hmm.
to go forward. So that's why Evan talked about TikTok. What was it, 2 weeks ago? And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I want to do more with TikTok. So I started posting my first TikToks. So
Hmm.
today I posted the third TikTok. It's not going as quickly as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, okay, it would be cool, to ahead of the show or after the show, just go live for those 10 seconds because
Yeah.
it's like minute max. And then
Yeah.
just, share it with
Yeah.
one another. And so people actually get to see more like, hey, those two are working together. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Today was the first time I'd ever been on TikTok.
Oh, so what was it like for you?
It was quick. It was only 10 seconds.
You know what I like about the TikTok? The effects and the sounds and the audio and all that stuff
Hmm.
that you can um, that you
Yeah.
can add to it.
I have to play around with it sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm a very creative person, so I love doing those little things. And of course, what we can do. is, I don't know if you've seen it, but there is something called duet, and then there's a feature called stitch.
Mm,
So that
I've
means that it's
never.
okay. So yeah, it was new to me too, and it still is. But apparently, if I were to record a TikTok, then you can uh, take my video, and then it will show on one side, and then your video will show on the other side. So you're
Mm-hmm.
actually responding while my video is playing. And
Oh, wow.
Stitch is that you respond back to it, I believe.
Okay. Sounds cool.
Yeah, and then, doing a show together, I actually think it's kind of cool to do a duet. So I can actually, throw something your way, and then you can respond, and it might be unexpected for the viewer. And
Yeah.
of course, we can also post it straight away from TikTok to Instagram again.
Okay.
So it's, there's a whole world ahead of us, which we didn't know about
Yeah. Yeah.
if we hadn't started working together. So, yeah, I totally love it. So, is there anything else you want to talk about
Don't
when
we
it
have
comes to
one?
consistency?
We got the last one, don't we?
Yeah, we
Trust.
did. So,
I didn't.
you must have. I'm
Was
sorry,
that?
what did you want to say?
I didn't. I missed. I missed the trustworthiness. I didn't hear that.
The
It-
trust. Oh, the second, with respect for yourself,
Yeah.
which was also linked to the first one. Yeah, am I trustworthy? So,
Well,
oh, we
that
can get into it a little bit deeper.
I think that goes along with everything we've been talking about: being listening, talking, being open and upfront, telling them what you need. And I think all of that encompasses being trustworthy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And it all comes back again to listening to one another, being open to one another,
Yeah.
seeing the value, respect one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
That's because if you don't trust each other, it's not going to go far.
oh no, I agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree
And
totally. Then that's
eventually,
yes.
it's eventually going to blow up.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's of course what we see in daily life around us, and that's why it's nice to actually see like, hey, this is working too. It's a nice example for other people who say or might believe that no one is to be trusted, and here we
Yeah.
are on opposite sides of the world, and we are doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's cool. So you must have had other lives with people about being consistent. Do you want to share a little bit about it? Because I've had some surprising lives with other people, and hence also insights where I'm still like, do I agree with that? Do I not agree with it? But it's so. Have you had any surprising outcomes with the lives of other people about consistency?
Not really. I mean, consistency to me means just being doing something every day for a certain goal. Just
Hmm.
being honest with yourself and doing it every day without fail, and understanding that you need to keep going to in service of your goal, and in service of yourself too.
I love that what you're saying in service of your goal and in service of yourself. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing, someone said to me, like, yeah, but it's also about um, growing all the time and it should show in the numbers. But sometimes it's like, okay, we start and then we stop and then we start again and then we stop again. But each time we improve when we start again, but we don't give up because
Yeah.
we are, you know,
Hmm.
committed to the
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the word goal necessarily. I like to think of them as just habits and routines. Like because if you have a habit or a routine, which is a group of habits, and you do them every day, you're consistent, and you're not necessarily working toward a goal. You're just being yourself and being who you are. And when that happens, when you get that goal, it's good. But I think having wording it with the word goal isn't as good as it like maybe habits or routine. It just psychs you out a little bit. I don't think it like makes you doesn't glue you to the action. I don't think as well as a routine or a habit. If
You
that
might
made sense.
start out with a goal you want to achieve, and then
Yeah.
because of that, you get into routine, you get into the habit.
Yeah. I just like those words better.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. I am one of those people who can, completely stop doing something and
Mm-hmm.
then try to get back into what it is I was doing. That can be a little bit hard sometimes. I can be pretty much be thrown off my game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do agree when people say certain things, those are habits, especially when it comes to things which are getting easier. I mean, like the going live, the editing, the whole that the full stuff, it's like, oh, yeah, it's like a walk in the park where, at first it was hard, but say, and um, well, I guess certain habits get replaced. That's probably more like it. So one of the habits I used to have was write in the high performance planner. So I would do it practically every day. Sometimes I'd skip a day and then I would go back and then make sure that that day would be in there. And then Brent Burchard changed it to an app. And from that moment on, it just went haywire because was I going to do it in the app or was I going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
in a high performance planner? But I guess the change was that, and that, I used to do meditation before I would fall asleep or when I would wake up, which stopped because at some point people would start calling me and I would be like jumping, you know,
Mm-hmm.
3 feet in the air. So that didn't really work out. And there were some other people when I was staying at other people who really had a problem with it. But I replaced it. I was actually thinking about, okay, so what did I do today? If I haven't fallen asleep all of a sudden, of course, that's a whole different ballgame. But when I haven't, um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
before I go to bed or when I'm lying down, I'm like, okay, so what did I do? Is it good? Or what am I going to do tomorrow? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I guess I've replaced it with those kinds of things so
Yeah.
that it's not as consistent with the meditation because I was really consistent with that one.
Yeah. I
Um,
think any bad habit you have, it's you have to replace it with a new one. I think because I think that is just an easier transition than just to quit it and not do it again, and then because something is gonna have to replace that what you replace what you were doing. I think that's an easier transition.
yeah, and usually because something else comes into play, that the first thing is
Yeah.
like a little bit okay. But I have to say that certain things, um, at some point they come to the surface again, and I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to do that again too, and then
Yeah.
you get to mix the whole thing, and then things absolutely get better.
Yeah. I think so too.
So, so is there anything else you want to say before we go to wrap this up? This is a short one for us or
Yeah.
for me.
Uh, no, I just I think it's important to figure out what you want in your life and what you want to do and make a plan a daily plan to get those things done and be able to create habits and routines that'll get you there quicker. And it's important to not waste time. Just if like I like Evan's idea from idea to action, just do it. And if it's wrong or if it's a bad idea, just fix it. But
Well, you don't know if you don't try.
yeah, action's better than nothing.
Yeah, and Evan is awesome when it comes to those things. He's really encouraging. Just go out there, do it, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, like
So,
literally the show that I'm doing with Nick, he got the idea to hook us up, and I was watching him on one of his gaming shows. He actually texted Nick while he was playing to hook us up. That's how quick he works.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, he
Yeah,
wants me to do more on the streets, I believe. So I went to this Freedom Festival to interview a couple of people, which was cool, and I actually like interviewing people. So
yeah,
he's
so do
spot
I.
on when it comes to that part. Um, but it's like, what are the settings that I can actually do it? So last week I was um, I was actually downtown in the center of The Hague,
Hmm.
and I was like, okay, there are a lot of people, a lot of tourists, lots of locals, and I was like, okay, I might ask them about something like, okay, what brings you here today? I didn't do it because my back was acting up too much. So I
Hmm.
didn't feel like doing it. And also I was like, when you go to a festival and you have a theme, it's so much easier. So it would be probably something to work on that. But it's so true. I love interviewing people, and especially when we have newbies on my team. It's always
Yeah,
easy to say, okay, let me interview you. Let's go do a live together, and I'll coach you through it. So for those who are wondering, Evan, who are they talking about? We are talking about Evan Carmichael, the YouTube expert.
yeah,
Yeah. So I really want to give him credit because he goes above and beyond for the people out there.
oh yeah, definitely.
At some point he's always available.
Yeah,
So okay, I guess that's about it. I can, yeah, I'm fresh out of ideas right now.
yeah. Good. Okay.
It happens. It happens. At some point that
Well,
I'm like, and it's kind of funny because I've done a few lives lately with people, and I think it was at least two times, maybe even three times, and the people just went on and on and on and and for minutes. I was like, oh, okay. I'll just listen and I'll register it, and sometimes I jot down some things, but I was like, ah, okay, yeah, that's the way it can be done
yeah,
too. And I
yeah,
was completely flabbergasted. Like, okay, well, you know what? I'll just sit down, relax, not
yeah,
doing anything. But it's
yeah. Some people are not talkative, and I'm one of them. But it's just I can get there. It just sometimes it takes a while.
yeah. But you're doing it. You're doing it. So that's good.
Yeah,
And I told you last time I'll be challenging you more because you like it.
yeah. Well, because it changes your mindset
Oh,
when
absolutely.
you put someone on the spot. It changes how they look at things.
Well, I love to think that I don't put you on the spot unexpectedly. So I do ask you
I
questions, and then
I know it's coming. I know it's
yeah,
coming.
yeah. Oh, it's good. So some final words. You have some final words.
I thought I said them already. Just uh, it's important to create a routine. Well, figure out what you want. Figure out the habits you need to do every day to make that happen, and then create a routine around it. Whatever works for you. Just be consistent. Do it every day, and don't make don't make excuses.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I think that's the hardest thing of all, not to make excuses to stop doing something.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I make a lot of excuses because I'm not nice to myself, and like you have self-talk that you can't get, you can control, but it gets away from you sometimes.
Mm. You know what? If you agree, I would love to do a show on that one about excuses not to do something and not to be consistent. I would love it because I think a lot of people, including ourselves, can learn a lot from that one.
Okay, I'm in. Definitely.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, and what I want to say is, despite all the routines, and I agree with the habits and routines, um, in addition, I would say just surprise yourself.
Yeah.
Just surprise
Yeah.
yourself. It's so funny to see and so rewarding to see what can actually change just by doing it. And you might be surprised what you're capable of, even when you didn't think you could do it.
Yeah, because when I think if you do something new and you surprise yourself, there's something happens in your brain where you feel different. Especially if you do it consistently enough.
Oh, that's true. And, you know, when it comes to all those little pathways in the brain, you know, improving yourself and the brain, and I think we are challenging ourselves all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to benefit us, you know. I'm sorry, that was I'm low on power. The phone is actually so. I guess that it benefits us if we start to do new things, because normally when we get older, we are yeah, this is comfortable, that's comfortable, and we still challenge ourselves and one another. So,
My wife just joined.
oh, okay, hi there.
Hello, honey. We're about to be done, but thank you. I'll be in the
Well,
living room.
we always love a comment out there. You know, a thing to
Yeah.
say. I do know that it comes with a little delay, though. So, yeah, next week we're going to talk about excuses
Yeah.
not to do certain things
Yeah. We'll
and
do that.
how to tackle it. Yeah, exactly. And we love to have you live on here too. It's good to see a little bit more about other people's lives. So,
Yeah.
watch for us on TikTok. So, what's your name on TikTok? Wilson Warriors too.
Oh well, yeah.
And I still
I'm
use Lady Lexy 5 on the road. You can choose username. So.
okay. Okay.
I'm going to see if I can find you.
Okay.
Of course, the consistency part is being inspired by Evan.